Hi, I'm Johnny. This is Johnny Likes, the show where I talk about movies that I like. Today I'm talking about a brand new movie that's not really a horror movie, but it's not a horror movie. Today, Johnny likes Marshmallow.
You tell him, Johnny. You tell the world.
This is from a script by Andy Griskowiak, who wrote Black Friday, a kind of fun horror movie from a few years back. And it's the directorial debut of a guy named Daniel Del Purgatorio. It stars mostly unknowns, or relatively unknowns, in the kid roles, but there is a couple of guys you might recognize. You got Paul Soter of Broken Lizard fame, and Corbin Burnson of lots of movies and TV fame. Marshmallow is a coming-of-age film about a shy kid with some emotional issues who gets sent off to summer camp to live his best life. Once there, he makes some friends, flirts with a girl, has run-ins with a bully, and might even fight off a mythical killer known as the Doctor. Marshmallow is an interesting film for a number of reasons. I thought this was going to be a modern take on a slasher movie. It's not. It has elements of the slasher genre in it, and it kind of flirts with it, but it never becomes a full-blown slasher. When is this film supposed to be set? I haven't seen a haircut like this since about 1996, and judging from everyone else's haircuts and the clothes and the general look of the film, it looks like it's supposed to be set in the 1980s, but then you see all the modern cars and like a tablet, and you realize that it has to be set today. It's off-putting from the get-go in that regard, and it made everything feel not quite real, just a little bit dreamlike. The ending, that was a genuine surprise for me. As I was watching this, I was suspecting that things weren't quite as they seemed and that there was going to be some sort of twist. But the twist they gave me was completely unexpected. It was a nice, pleasant surprise, and it made a bunch of the stuff that just seemed like tropes earlier in the movie all of a sudden make sense, so I quite like that. Throughout the movie, you get hints and glimpses of something other going on, and that this might not be your average summer camp. But you don't get the full reveal until the end, and you do get a full reveal. The influences. This was like a Spot the Influences movie. It was clearly like kind of a love letter to many, many different films. But first and foremost, the summer camp slashers of the 1980s. Your Friday the 13th, Sleepaway Camp, The Burning, whatever other ones there were. But it also gave me hints of being influenced by stuff like Stranger Things, which in and of itself is already influenced by those same other source media. So it was kind of this weird mishmash of influenced by first and second generation horror movies, along with like 80s and 90s kids on bike movies, E.T., The Goonies. I can't think of one from the 90s. But ultimately it is its own film with its own sense of style and tone. But if you are aware of those other films, you can't help but seeing the similarities and making the comparison. And it seemed like the filmmakers were hyper aware of these influences and how they were kind of displaying them, and decided to use that kind of as a tool to manipulate the audience and their expectations. It's a kind of a sneaky trick, but it worked for me. I didn't feel let down that this wasn't a modern slasher movie. I just wasn't quite expecting where it ended up going. I can see some people being kind of mad at that, but whatever, it worked for me. And a lot of this film reminded me of something like Cabin in the Woods, which I think was probably also an influence. Like, it's aware of all these meta things, but it's still doing the meta things. Yeah, those were the interesting things about the movie. So it's not a perfect movie. Some of the acting was a little bit clunky. I'm looking at you, kids. Some of the acting by the kids, it didn't really work 100% for me. I quite like the counselors and the other adults in the film, though, so there was that. And even the stuff with the kids, it mostly did work. There was just a few moments here and there where it was, not the best. But it was an interesting and surprising film, and I'd recommend that you check it out. I think it's perfect for watching on a hot summer's night. And I'm going to rate it at a 3.75 out of 5. I thought that this was a lot of fun, and it was something a little bit off the beaten path. I hadn't heard anything about it. I've not seen really any big YouTubers even talk about it. So for now, it's just like a secret between you and me and a few other people. So have you seen Marshmallow? What'd you think of it? Like it? Hate it? Somewhere in between? Let me know in the comments. And while you're here, shoot me a like, do a subscribe. What is it? What are my words? It's quick, free, relatively painless. No pressure. Thanks for watching me talk about movies for a little bit, and you can tune in next time to see what else Johnny likes.